focus. Ideate, innovate, enable. Enhancing tech, enriching lives, empowering India. Presented by Bank of Baroda, celebrating 115th Foundation Day.
The banking sector is the lifeline of any modern economy. In India, banks play a crucial role in the country's socio-economic progress and are extremely dominant in India, as it accounts for more than half the financial sector's assets. In an enduring tale of rising India, from a developing nation to the echelons of the world's fastest-growing economy, India's third-largest bank, Bank of Baroda, has stood witness to this stupendous journey. As the backbone of India's banking and financial services, it has directly and indirectly supported the lives of millions of people. From the men on the shop floors, farmers in the fields, college-going students, and women entrepreneurs to corporate honchos running successful business houses.
Bank of Baroda had a modest start way back in 1908 when Maharaja Sayaji Rao Gaikwad III founded this bank, and the first branch was opened in Mandvi, and in 1919 the first branch was opened in Mumbai. Since then, Bank of Baroda has progressed more on its core ethical values and the vision that our founder had seen, and from mile to mile we have seen growth in all the areas. It may be technological advancement, it may be the financial inclusion part, or overall banking or overall national priorities. Bank of Baroda has always been on the forefront, and in 114 years of this glorious journey, Bank of Baroda has become one of the largest and the most important banks of the country.
Bank of Baroda's success can be attributed to many factors, but the key reason for the bank's success journey is set in its core values, which have played a vital role over the years in retaining employees, driving sustainable growth, and helped Bank of Baroda become one of the pillars of India's economy.
The core values of Bank of Baroda are integrity, customer centricity, courage, passionate ownership, innovation, and excellence. And I believe each of these is very important, and they are the ones which have endured throughout the history of the bank. For instance, again, if we talk of integrity, it is not only financial probity, but also intellectual integrity, which permeates all products and processes. Customer centricity, not only in terms of outcome, but also making sure that customer centricity is part of the design of the bank. Passionate ownership, it's very important because this is what really motivates people, particularly in the public sector, where there's not only, again, the financial remuneration, which is important. Innovation is also, again, very relevant because it must, again, attend every product that we design, everything that we do. And excellence is ultimately that really drives everything. It means that success in wealth management and financial inclusion are not exclusive. If you strive for excellence, you can make sure, even as a public sector bank, that you can transcend products, transcend customer segments, but make sure you deliver value in everything that you do.
In today's workplace, ownership has become a vital trait to possess. From owners to top management to employees, a sense of ownership driven with the passion is key for a company to not only grow but sustain it for many years. And at Bank of Baroda, passionate ownership has not only driven success, but has also provided a healthy work environment for employees, a place where people aspire to take initiative and ownership to help in accelerating the bank's growth.
Passionate ownership is one of the core values of every Barodian. Every employee, every single staff of Bank of Baroda enjoys this core value of passionate ownership. Passionate ownership means that moving beyond the individual targets for the overall organizational goals. When we say that I am a Barodian, it brings a twinkle in the eye, smile on the lips, overall radiance on the face that comes out of the pride.
From having the right team to achieving goals, Bank of Baroda has always prided itself in delivering excellence. And recognizing this excellence, Bank of Baroda has been awarded the winner in the Enterprise Mobility category at Express BFSI Technology Awards 2022 and the winner in the Banking Frontiers Finovity 2022 award. Adding to that list of awards, Bank of Baroda was also awarded the Best MSME Bank Award and Best MSME Friendly Bank at CI MSME's MSME Banking Excellence Awards 2021.
Excellence is one of the core value of our bank. For us, excellence means doing something which is better than the best. We have always benchmarked ourselves against industry's best standards, whether it is people, process, product or technology. We encourage our employees to perform first time right principle basis, adopting zero tolerance areas in its core activities. It is reflected in our minimum turnaround time in business processes and service delivery. Our technology, our digital platform, our security standard deployed are best in the industry and are front runners. Our Baroda app is a super app. It is a fine example how we have worked to make it best in the industry, and it has been appreciated everywhere.
As the COVID-19 pandemic charted its unprecedented path around the nation, it carried with it a question. How can banks find a way back to the top? Bank of Baroda has strived hard in helping its customers rebuild their financial security and business health by understanding its customers' needs and in parallel, adapting its operating models to ensure the best efficiency and resiliency measures to help them weather the recovery.
So what Bank of Baroda has done for last 1.5 years during the COVID time is to ensure that during the time the customer they get all services they require, even if not visiting to a branch also. At the same time, we tune the product so that the delivery becomes more seamless, so that I can only take an example of the Bob World, which dramatically changed the way Bank of Baroda delivered its service to the customer.
While recognizing Bank of Baroda's various initiatives and efforts, it was awarded the Best Practices in CSR Awards 2020 for Livelihood Initiative and the National Award for Outstanding Performance in SAG Financing during financial year 2018-19 among the public sector banks.
Enhancing tech, enriching lives, empowering India. Presented by Bank of Baroda, celebrating 115th Foundation Day.
The world has seen a rapid advancement in technology, especially since the advent of COVID-19. With digitization becoming the center of all conversation and sectors shifting gears to adopt the digital way of life, innovation has never been more important.
Innovation is key to the entire banking landscape. There have been significant changes in the entire market, both in terms of the digitization and our product also.
In terms of the last 4 or 5 years, particularly the tenure of my predecessor, Mr. Jayakumar, a lot of investment had happened. For instance, in our data lake, the technology platform is very strong. The bank has been voted as the best technology bank by the IBA the last 2 years. We had a very vibrant fintech vertical which was there. I think what has changed is that a lot of these strengths which were there inherent in the bank are now working to scale.
At the same time, another strategy we do have in terms of the touch points vis-a-vis all this rural-urban divide, we are very aggressively pursuing the BC touch points model, wherein we added almost like a huge number of BC in the rural area, where all these rural customers who earlier, either because of lack of a physical branch over there or because of some other issue, were unable to reach out for a banking services, they are in a position to avail all services now. So a two-pronged strategy in terms of the Bob World and increased BC points would help to reduce the divide.
After overhauling its IT infrastructure to set up digital banking departments internally, public sector lender Bank of Baroda recently launched its all-new digital banking platform, which is aimed at providing an all-inclusive and seamless virtual banking experience. Bank of Baroda is focused on an inspiring vision for a future of daring digital transformations, compelling purpose-driven strategies, and extraordinary customer and employee experiences.
Bob World has created a legacy for itself in terms of acquiring the number of customers in a very flat 7-8 months time since we launched that in August 2021. So the kind of customer activation happening in the Bob World is phenomenal. At the same time, the kind of responses we are getting from the customer in terms of the services they are availing through Bob World is also very, very satisfying. So going forward, Bob World would be a bank within the bank in terms of driving the digitization and the process of digitization in terms of making all this product more digital so that customer gets the benefit out of it. Secondly, Bob World also help in terms of reaching out to customer who earlier, because of lack of physical presence in those geography, were not able to reach to them. So it is increasing the touch points. It's increasing the penetration of the market vis-a-vis the market where the bank was not penetrated fully earlier.
So we have already launched Bob Gold, which is aimed at senior citizens, where the interface is much simpler, much less clutter, and also products which actually are targeted and more useful for them. So I think this is really the first version which is away from the mainstream version which is there, but I believe there are going to be in future multiple versions which will target particular customer groups and enhance customer experience.
Bank of Baroda in 2005 launched a new corporate identity, Baroda Sun. It also launched the IIT Bombay Innovation Center to evaluate and adopt emerging technologies, develop a culture of innovation, foster innovations in the financial hardware space, and contribute to bank's digital strategy.
The role of technology is something which is going to become more and more important, and I think the bank has a great foundation as far as technology is concerned. Similarly, again, when we look at the role of digital, the fact that it is going to be intermediating almost every activity, it is something that is going to work. The importance of talent, I think this is something which is of particular relevance again to public sector banks, which actually have been only suppliers of talent. I think BOB is unique in as much as it has been able to access market talent again and make sure you leverage that to the benefit of customers and to the benefit of the bank. I think that's something which is going to be very important going forward.
The last few years saw businesses make aggressive changes to try to survive the crisis caused by the pandemic. The motivator was survival. And in many cases, it took corporate courage for business leaders to make these drastic, rapid changes. At Bank of Baroda, courage has been reflected in every decision it has taken, and it is an essential core value which requires exceptional strength of character.
Banking is a business of risk-taking, and as a business where risk-taking is day in and day out the work that we do, it's also courage reflected in some way, but at the same time courage with all data, with all facts, with all figures put in place, and then taking informed, courageous decisions on the banking front. Beyond that, I think courage is also about speaking up, about dissent, about putting your views across. So this is reflected in a lot of ways that we are trying to put in place as a part of the standards of work, the processes, the ethical standards that we all profess.
Alongside that, Bank of Baroda also commemorates the exceptional act of bravery around the year. The Baroda Alok Chandra Bravery Award is conferred upon Barodians who have shown unimaginable courage while serving the bank.
This was an award that we instituted in the name of one of our deceased colleagues, Alok Chandra. He was a branch manager, and he had actually faced an incident where there was adversities in terms of falling prey to some wrong elements of society, and they were actually pressurizing him to take wrong decisions which he did not succumb to, and because he did not succumb to all those pressures, he reflected the core value of courage, and that is why he had to probably lay down with his life also. So that is example of courage reflected in the way Barodians have been doing their work, and that is why we thought it would be fit as a fitting tribute to him to institute an award in his name and in his honor.
Enhancing tech, enriching lives, empowering India. Presented by Bank of Baroda, celebrating 115th Foundation Day.
Bank of Baroda is a pioneer in various customer-centric initiatives in the Indian banking sector. Taking its focus on customer centricity to newer heights, the bank launched various initiatives from the digital space such as Bob World Wave, which was Bank of Baroda's on-the-go wearable payment solution, to startup banking. Adding to list of initiatives, the bank also launched Baroda Radiance, Chatbot Adi, and WhatsApp banking.
Hi, I am Yash Mehta, a Radiance customer of Bank of Baroda, and it has been a wonderful experience for me to be a part of the Bank of Baroda family for past 35 years now. And we have been banking for multiple occasions with Bank of Baroda. Recently, we have been associated as a Radiance customer, and through which we have been doing a lot of investments, and this has been very helpful for us to invest into multiple arenas of different occasions of finances. This has always been an added advantage to me because we have come to know a lot more options about investing, and this has got us an advantage, especially in the last few years, to grow our wealth in a better way. We thank Bank of Baroda and all its members for generating and giving us such a wonderful service.
My name is Natwar Patel. I am a Radiance customer of Bank of Baroda, using one-point service of Radiance, and I am utilizing Baroda Wealth as well as Radiance banking services. I am quite happy with the one-point contact with the relationship manager. I am getting different type of services. I am an NRI customer, and I am really happy with the advice I am getting from Bank of Baroda relationship manager, and I am delighted to see even more services from Bank of Baroda to enhance our relationship, long relationship, and I'm really happy. I'm growing with Bank of Baroda. Thank you.
With the changing world, changing rules and evolving customers, the value of integrity has stayed the same. Bank of Baroda prides itself on the integrity that its management and its employees hold in serving the nation. With a commitment to its values and company culture, Bank of Baroda has proven that integrity is the foundation of good leadership. Demonstrating this value is integral to gaining the trust of our co-workers, supervisors, and clients.
Integrity is something that is very core to the bank and also to the banking profession, I would say. But as a leading and a progressive bank of this country, I would say this is something which is non-negotiable for any Barodian. This is something that we would like to showcase and profess day in and day out, and that is why we have now come out with what we call as the Code of Ethics in the bank, and that is something that is a very recent development. We have launched this Code of Ethics, and we are probably the only PSB to have such a well-documented Code of Ethics in the bank, and we have a very, very elaborate ethics agenda to be implemented in the bank, which talks about having ethical counselors at different places to resolve ethical dilemmas that people may face. We are putting in place measurement metrics, measurement mechanisms to see how we are faring on our ethical standards, whether there are any issues that need to be looked at. We have formed an ethics committee at the apex level, which has representation from various sections of our staff. So all this put together, we have a very elaborate plan on the ethics and the ethics agenda, and that is something very core, and that is how we are rolling this out as an integral core value, and also as something that we would want to take forward in the days ahead and showcase it as something that customers can trust Bank of Baroda with and trust Bank of Baroda with the money that they are putting in the bank.
With a rich legacy of more than a century, today Bank of Baroda stands tall and proud as India's third largest bank. It also prides itself in being India's international bank with over 94 overseas branches. From its small beginning in 1908 to now, it has been a journey characterized by vision, financial prudence, core values, and corporate governance.
Enhancing tech, enriching lives, empowering India. Presented by Bank of Baroda, celebrating 115th Foundation Day. Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.